How do you get to the essence of anything if you don't know what it is? There's a movement called essentialism today, a book by that title. You'll hear people say, let's get to the heart of things. Let's get to the essence of things. Intuitively, we all know what this means. At least we think we do. What we often don't realize is that when we talk this way, we're speaking the language of Socrates. Socrates, the great philosopher who Plato immortalized in his dialogues, was centrally concerned with the question of how you get at the essence of any subject. In fact, as part of the Plato Project, which is my public philosophy project to encourage everyone in the world to read all of Plato's dialogues in a year, very easy, it's less than 50 pages a year. As part of this project, I realized I have to explain what is Socrates really doing. If you're joining me for the first time, or if you've seen many of the videos before, you know that there's certain recurring patterns, and this is really the core pattern that I want to explore in this video today. The two dialogues that we're reading this week for the Plato Project are the Hippias Major, or the Greater Hippias, and the dialogue the Lysis, or the Lucis. These are kind of honestly hilarious dialogues. One is about friendship, the Lysis, and the other is another dialogue, the Hippias Minor, we discussed last week, or 2 weeks ago, with a great sophist or speaker, Hippias. And that is a dialogue about the beautiful. What they have in common is a very clear focus on trying to make a distinction between what's inessential to something and what's essential to something. And in just a few moments, I want to see if together we can get some insight into what this distinction really amounts to. Let's explore three things together. First, why the understanding of what essence is matters. Two, why it's challenging to understand what the essence of something is. And three, why it's worth trying even if we fail. So first of all, think about this. If you don't know what the essence of something is, and you pursue it, you could miss what you want. Say you want to get a great career, but you don't know what the essence of a great career is. And so you pursue what you think of as a career. And then after 50 years, you realize you're incredibly unhappy because whatever you had didn't turn out to actually be a great career. In other words, you missed the essence of a great career. Think about the fact that you want to get at the essence of finding love in your life or having a happy life. That means you want to find not what might be part of having a happy life, but isn't essential to it. You want the essence of a happy life. So what is the essence of a happy life? Well, to understand what that is, you have to know what the essence is. If you don't know what the essence of a happy life is, and you spend all of your time, energy, and money pursuing a happy life, and it turns out you missed the essence because you didn't understand it, you'll be unhappy. So in a way, there's very few things, if any, that are more important than figuring out what is the essence of whatever it is that you're interested in. I mean, what is an essence? So that's the first step to understand this really matters, actually. It matters to know what essences are, and it matters to know what the essence of anything you're interested in really is. Plato's philosophy teaches, and it's the basis of science, that the difference between just having opinions about stuff and having scientific knowledge of it is that when you have scientific knowledge, you know the essence of something. You know the pattern. This is the word that Socrates uses, eidos in Greek, which is the idea of the form that you see of something, that you can discern what makes it different from anything else. So the pattern or the essence of something, the form, is what makes that thing what it is and not anything else. And the essence of something is what makes every instance of that thing, every beautiful thing, has the essence of beauty. It's somehow connected to it, present in it. Whereas lots of beautiful things are different. There's beautiful dogs, beautiful humans, beautiful cats, beautiful ideas, beautiful music, beautiful institutions. If you're religious, you can think of a beautiful divinity, all kinds of beautiful things. What makes all of them beautiful? That's what we're asking about. It matters. It matters we know what the essence of things are. Some people say there are no essences of things. That position is sometimes called nominalism, although that's a complicated topic. I would just point out if you reject the essence of things, practically speaking, you still have to have essences. We still practically all think there's a difference between some things that are more important for something, and if you lose them, you lose the thing, and other things that are less important. So functionally, I think we need the idea of essences, whatever we think about it philosophically. Why is it so hard, then, to understand what essences are? Well, the first reason that we see in these dialogues, particularly, for example, the Hippias Major, which is a very funny dialogue, because Socrates maybe invents the old ploy of saying, "I have a friend." Socrates says he has a friend who's always grilling him, asking him hard questions, and he's wondering if Hippias can help him answer his friend's questions. And the friend, it turns out, is probably certainly Socrates, but he presents this friend as this very annoying person who he has to try to satisfy to answer his questions. And when he asks Hippias questions about the essence of what's beautiful, Hippias keeps giving it examples of specific things: a beautiful woman, a beautiful race, a beautiful idea, whatever it might be. And he has a hard time grasping the difference between an example of something beautiful and the beautiful itself. In fact, Hippias doesn't think there's a difference between a beautiful thing and beauty itself. So he thinks there's no difference between things and the essence of what makes those things what they are. And Socrates tries to explain this to him or get him to understand it. So I would say the general reason we have a hard time understanding essences is we confuse essences with the other things that are present to them or with them. When we see a beautiful person, we might notice some particular part of them and think that's what makes them beautiful. But is it really the essence of what makes them beautiful? Socrates thinks only the beautiful is what ultimately explains what beauty is. And therefore, when we're asking what beauty is, we're asking about what is the beautiful, or what really is that. So that's one of many reasons that actually discerning what's essential is very difficult. It's easy to be confused between the appearances, between many things that are part of things, and the thing that holds them all together and makes them what they are. Now, for the third step of this argument, let's consider what we could see as an answer to the question of essence. Now, I'm not going to give you a complete answer. The dialogues are designed to help you learn this for yourself. There's a sense in which, like the Matrix, no one can actually tell you literally what essences are. But let me give you an example of something that might help you as you think about this for yourself. And I want to point out, if you're interested in this, you can join the Plato Project, join the Becoming Human Project, which I lead to bring philosophy as a way of life to everyone. You can get my free intro courses to philosophy as part of becoming a member, just $10 a month. And you can join on the Sunday classes if you're interested in Plato to pursue our understanding of Plato. Well, we're going to go in detail this Sunday into the question of essence. So what is an essence, really? Well, here's 3 answers that come from Socrates that are quite useful. An essence is responsible for making something whatever it uniquely is. An essence is responsible for making something what it uniquely is. So when you're looking for beauty, you're looking for what is it that makes all beautiful things beautiful. So in other words, an essence is a cause. It's a cause. Secondly, an essence has the power of being present in many specific things without being diminished by any of them. So essences are somehow present in many things. There's many human beings. Presumably somehow they're all still human. Whatever it means to be human isn't lessened by a new human being. A new human being is still a human, and we have somehow our essence of humanity in common. So essences are causes. Essences are things that the things that participate in them have in common. And you could say they explain things that are common, why they are common in this way. They're part of the same essence, or somehow they participate in the essence. And I would say, third, that essences are mysterious. They're mysterious in the sense that they are intrinsically invisible. They explain what's visible. So there's a pattern, a kind of dynamic pattern when you see something visibly, or you recognize something. The essence is what's manifesting. So everything you experience, you can think of as a manifestation. A certain idea is a manifestation of something that it manifests. So if the experience of things is the manifest essence, the question about what the essence itself is that which is manifesting. Or to put it differently, to understand essences, you're looking at reality, but with a different perspective. Instead of focusing on whatever you happen to see, you're focused on what it is that's manifesting everything that you notice as being a unique thing. So essence trains you to think about causes. It trains you to think about what things have in common, but it also trains you to think about what makes them unique. And that's quite a mysterious combination of things. So mysterious, it's fascinated, puzzled some of the greatest minds for over 2,400 years. It's motivated scientists, physicists, many of the greatest mathematicians are Platonists in this way. So there's much more to say, but that's where we'll stop now. Thank you so much for joining me in the Plato Project as part of the Becoming Human Project. My mission is to bring philosophy, the love of wisdom, as a way of life to everyone. Please do like this video, subscribe, share it with your friends, and join the Becoming Human Project. You can find the information below. I'm Samuel Longcar. Thank you for joining me.